a number guessing game. My goal for this project was to make a number guessing game in C++. In my program, a random number is selected that the user must guess, and a while loop runs repeatedly, which asks the user for the guess and telling them if their guess is higher or lower than the random number that was chosen. And if the user guesses the number, the loop ends, and the program asks the user if they would like to play again. Program. Okay, first the computer makes a random number, like I said, and the user must try to guess it. The number is chosen, and all the guesses go in a while loop, and a loop which is a loop that will run if a certain condition is true. And when the user guesses, it is checked to make sure it is between 1 and 100. Then checks if the guess is greater than the number, less than the number, or equal to the number. Then the computer tells the user if the guess is lower or higher, and then the number, and then subtracts the life if it was wrong. The loop ends when lives equal 0 or the user guesses the number. So that's what we think. I don't really run into any problems with this project because it was a beginner project. It was my first project of this language. But in the future, I would add difficulties where the highest difficulty has a greater range of numbers, and maybe like less lives, and then play.
Can we play?
Yeah, sure. Does anyone want to play? Okay. So here. So you just guess numbers from 1 to 100. You have 8 lives. And then just hit enter after. Okay, so it's lower, and now you have 7 lives.
Okay.
It's lower.
15.
Lower.
So it's randomly picking the number?
Yeah. Higher. Lower. Lower. So it's between 4 and 9. You should do like 7 or something.
Yeah, I'll try 7.
Lower. Okay, and do 6 or 5. Higher. Okay.
No,
now,
you did it.
No,
6!
it was 6. Okay. So then, do you want to play? Yeah, you can type yes or no.
Okay, I'll type this.
And enter. And then you just play again. Does anyone else want to play? You can. Okay, Reese, you can play.
I just guessed one for you.
Oh, 55. Okay. 20. 10. Lower.
Oh.
5. Lower. 1. Higher. Okay, 3. 2. And then you got the number. And then if you type in no.
Okay.
Oh, you want to try?
Yeah.
I'm going to try again.
So it's always lower, huh?
No, that's just luck. That's just one luck, I guess. The numbers last time.
So it's always, but all 3 numbers have been between 1
It won't
and...
be lower this time, I bet.
Could I try?
See? Higher.
There you go. Okay.
And then if you get a
That's kind of
not
insane.
Could I try again?
you could try no, and then it ends.
You can try it with the class.
Yeah, you want to try again?
Yay.
Well, can we get to the questions first? And then...
Yeah, okay, any questions?
What was the hardest part?
Well, the hardest part was mostly the syntax because I understood a lot of basically how to do it. It was just the syntax was hard for me because I was new to the language and I had to learn like a lot. Like how to make if statements was new, how to print stuff was new, a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
What major changes did you notice between C++ and Python after switching?
Well, yeah, it was a lot of the concepts stayed the same, but a lot of the syntax changed, like how to print stuff, how to write like if statements, stuff like that.
Would you say it's more or less difficult?
More, because it makes you do a lot more stuff, and it actually has you like do a lot of data types. Like in Python, it doesn't really matter what data types you use, but here you have to declare like a lot of you have to make sure everything's a certain data type, and everything has to be like structured.
Can you show us?
Why would someone use C++ instead of Python?
Well, because it doesn't use that much memory, so it's really good for like things that can't take up much memory, like maybe like a rover or something on Mars or like your phone. And yeah, and Python takes up a ton of memory, so that's a good reason. Yeah.
So now when you come up with a new game to design, do you think, well, I should do this in C++, or I should do you think about the the language before you start designing?
I mean, well, I don't really know that many languages. All I know really is Python and C++ right now. So.
But would you look at it that way? Would you choose the language that makes
Yeah, you
sense
could
to
do
you?
that. Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you.
Alright, let's move on.